One communist on the faculty of one university is one communist too many.
Good evening, I'm Victor Bañuelos, and today's top stories include Mccarthyism, spy cases, House Un-American Activities Committee, and blacklisting. To start off, United States Senator Joseph McCarthy visited Wheeling, West Virginia to deliver a speech before a Republican women's group. He then claimed in his speech that 205 known communists were working for the U.S. Department of State. To support what he had said, Joseph McCarthy then waived a list of 57 communists that worked in the U.S. Department of State. The Senate committee found no evidence of communists working in the government, but due to what Joseph McCarthy had said, many Americans did not need evidence to believe. Americans were already frightened. McCarthyism was Joseph's way of spreading fear and making baseless charges. McCarthyism spread across the Senate and other branches of government, universities, labor unions, and private businesses. All of this caused American citizens to be frightened with failure of containment. Let's send it to Elizabeth Juarez.
Hello everybody. A revitalized House Un-American Activities Committee has been launched multiple investigations into communist infiltration of organized labor, the federal government, and Hollywood. This has been an assault on the film industry in many ways. A number of Hollywood directors, screenwriters, and actors have joined the Communist Party. This group has been named the Hollywood 10. Many were found guilty of contempt of Congress and were sentenced to a year in jail.
10 witnesses, the Hollywood 10, defied the committee's right to ask about their beliefs.
Are you a member of the Communist Party? Or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
It's unfortunate and tragic that I have to teach this committee the basic principles of Americanism.
That's not the question. The question is, have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
I am framing my answer in the only way in which any American citizen can frame his
Then you
answer to
denied-
the question
then you-
which invades his, absolutely invades
Then
his
you
right.
denied, you refused to answer that question. Is that correct?
I have told you that I will
All right.
offer my beliefs, my affiliations, and
Here's the
everything
witness.
else
Here's the
to the
witness.
American public, and they will know where I stand, as they do from what I have written.
Stand away
I
from
have
the
written
stand.
for Americanism for many years, and I shall
Stand away from the stand.
fight for the Bill of Rights, which
I
you
will
are trying to
take
destroy.
this man away from the stand.
Here today we have Lester Culp. Thank you for coming to Lester Culp.
Pleasure to be here.
So how does it feel being out of jail after being accused of communism?
Feels good actually to be finally out of jail. Long year. It feels good to be out of jail.
And I heard you had been blacklisted. How did that feel? And how did that affect you?
It affected me in many ways, and it's really hurtful because my own country accused me of communism, and it affected me because I wrote over 40 plays and only 3 of them were made into films. I wasn't able to receive credit for my work, and my work had to be named under my friend's name and my wife's name due to my name being on the blacklist.
Well, thank you for coming and sharing your personal moments.
My pleasure to be here. And also for today, we have Jesse Mejia. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you. Hello. Good day, America. But should I say it's also good? In recent news, we have Alger Hiss being accused of being a communist by Whittaker Chambers. Today we have Alger Hiss. How's it feel to be being accused of a communist?
Feels bad actually being betrayed by your own country, and it makes you feel unwanted. I feel very, very betrayed by the American people, how they would not feel bad to sell out their own nation.
Yeah, I as well. I feel that it's unacceptable for Americans to sell out their own nation, especially when they have been loyal for many years. So I heard you had to testify against the HUAC.
Yeah, I testified them, and I denied every charge that they accused me of, but later on they found evidence that
You lied in court?
I lied in court.
Yeah, I heard.
So I was sentenced to jail.
Prison time?
Yeah.
How was that?
water?
Yeah.
Thank you. It was harsh. It was really bad. It was not a good experience to be sentenced to jail.
You actually got really lucky because the Rosenbergs got sentenced to death. They let you off without the death penalty.
Yes, they did. I agree. I guess they did.
Yeah. They reduced your sentence, and instead of, you could have been hung.
Could have, yeah, but no. I was, like you said, I was pretty lucky.
Yeah.
That's good.
And for today, we also have Klaus Fuchs. Well, thank you for coming today.
It's a pleasure to be here with this marvelous audience.
So I hear that you were part of the Manhattan Project.
Yes, I was indeed a scientist who worked in the Manhattan Project, which was a secret operation to make the atomic bomb to protect themselves from the Soviet Union.
And what was something that you did wrong that led to your 14 years in prison?
Well, American investigators found out that I had transmitted detailed drawings to the Soviet Union, which included a detailed drawing of the Fat Man.
And what was the so-called Fat Man?
The Fat Man was the United States bomb that was dropped on Nagasaki, Japan during the World War II.
Wow. And what was the effect after that?
I was sentenced to 14 years in prison, but only served 9. And after that, I settled in East Germany.
Thank you for coming today, Klaus Fuchs, and sharing your confession.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.